Hello everybody and welcome to the Quarterly Report, your weekend roundup for all things gaming. It's been a pretty packed week, so let's go ahead and get into the games that are releasing next week first. Kicking the week off, we have Riot's new game 2XKO, which is finally entering early access after over 6 years of development. 2XKO is a free-to-play 2v2 tag team fighting game featuring a roster of characters from League of Legends. The game also features a fuse system, which allows players to give their team different gameplay modifiers like more assists or combining super attacks. The game's been seeing good press during its closed beta, and we'll see if that continues when it finally releases on October 7th on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. On a more nostalgic note, the family-friendly MMO Wizard 101 is getting a console release next week on October 9th for Xbox and PlayStation consoles, with the Switch release to follow at some point later. And on a less nostalgic note, Yooka-Laylee, a remaster of the 2017 platformer Yooka-Laylee, also releases next week. The remaster features updated graphics, tweaked controls, quality of life updates, and rebalancing of various challenges and puzzles. So, if you've got an itch for old school 3D platformers, you can pick up Yooka-Laylee when it releases on October 9th for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Switch 2. Battlefield 6, the newest entry in EA's FPS franchise, also releases next week, featuring more grounded gameplay that returns to the series' roots, including the first linear single-player narrative campaign in the series since Battlefield 4 in 2013. The game's open beta back in August amassed over 500,000 players and generally positive response. Battlefield 6 releases on October 10th for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Disgaea 7 Complete is an enhanced port of Disgaea 7 exclusively for Switch 2. It includes all previously released DLC, as well as tons of new content, including new characters and stories. Fans of the series can pick this up on October 10th. And finally, the acclaimed horror franchise Little Nightmares receives its third entry next week with Little Nightmares 3. This is the first entry in the series to not be developed by Tarsier Studios after their acquisition by Embracer Group back in 2021. This entry introduces co-op to the series with two new protagonists, Low and Alone, each with different abilities. So if you're looking to dive right into the Halloween season, you can pick this up on October 10th on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch consoles. Now on to the news from the week. Harmonix has announced that Rock Band 4 will be delisted from online stores on its 10th anniversary, October 5th, due to expiring music licenses. They also announced that the DLC will be delisted slowly as each release hits its 10-year mark as well. This news marks an end of an era as Harmonix now fully transitions over to working on Fortnite Festival full-time, leaving it and fan projects as the only real outlet for lovers of plastic guitars. The 7th generation cult classic Prototype may be receiving a remaster, and the evidence lies in the game's own credits. This past week, Prototype started to receive updates through Steam, which led users to start data mining. New test maps were found, as well as the most damning evidence, a new version of the game's credits, which now included reference to the studio Iron Galaxy. They're the studio behind Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, as well as the Spyro and Crash Bandicoot trilogy remakes. While nothing is officially confirmed, it feels like Prototype fans may have something to look forward to in the future. Marvel Cosmic Invasion, the side-scrolling beat-em-up from Tribute Games, released a demo this week featuring 2 levels, 9 playable characters, and online multiplayer. While this demo provides a great way for people to get into the action and see how the game feels, it also may have provided a little bit more than intended. Data miners were able to uncover the 2 final unrevealed characters for the game, those being Iron Man and Phoenix, as well as mentions of DLC found in the code, so be on the lookout for that in the future. And for the lovers of free games that aren't really free because you're paying a massive subscription price, Sony's October lineup for PlayStation Plus will be available starting October 7th, featuring Alan Wake 2, Goat Simulator 3, and Cocoon. Not to be outdone, Microsoft also announced that they're adding over 40 new titles to Game Pass. But, it comes at a cost. A pretty steep cost. Microsoft unveiled a complete overhaul of Game Pass, adding cloud gaming to all tiers, more games available in all tiers, and other benefits. But it doesn't come cheap. Game Pass Ultimate makes a 50% jump in price to $29.99, and PC Game Pass makes a jump from $11.99 to $16.49. This all comes weeks after Microsoft raised Xbox console prices due to changing macroeconomic environments. And to round it up, everybody's favorite third-party studio, EA, has been bought out by Saudi Arabia in the largest private equity buyout of all time, valued at $55 billion. This would mean that the third largest third-party studio and largest American third-party studio will be going private when the deal is finalized in 2027. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the new gaming industry news with the Quarterly Report.